US has agreed to almost double its number of military bases in the Philippines.
At the start of the 20th century, the United States was a nation on the rise. Its population was expanding rapidly, its cities were growing taller, and its industries were transforming daily life. Millions of immigrants were arriving from Europe, seeking opportunity and helping build the country's factories, railroads, and neighborhoods. Electricity spread across the land, creating a new world of light, machinery, communication, and convenience. Automobiles appeared on city streets. Telephones connected distant towns, and American businesses were becoming some of the most productive in the world. The nation was entering a new era, an era of industrial strength and economic possibility. But the century ahead would test the United States in ways no one could have predicted. In 1914, World War I erupted in Europe. At first, the United States stayed out of the conflict, but in 1917, it entered the war, sending troops, weapons, and supplies that helped bring it to an end. The war marked the first time the United States exerted major influence over global events. When the conflict ended in 1918, the world began to recognize America as a major power. The decade that followed became known for fast-paced change. The 1920s brought economic growth, cultural energy, and rapid modernization. Jazz music filled the cities. Hollywood films reached audiences across the nation. Radios brought news and entertainment into people's homes. Cars became common, and mass production made goods affordable for millions. Towering skyscrapers reshaped city skylines, symbolizing progress and ambition. But behind the prosperity, economic instability was growing quietly. In 1929, the stock market crashed, triggering the Great Depression. Banks failed. Businesses shut down. Farms collapsed. Millions of Americans lost their jobs. Long lines formed outside soup kitchens. Families struggled to survive. This became the worst economic crisis in American history. The government responded with a series of programs known as the New Deal, projects to create jobs, build infrastructure, support workers, stabilize banks, and rebuild the economy. Recovery was slow but steady. By the late 1930s, conditions were improving. Yet another global crisis was coming. In 1939, World War II began. For 2 years, the United States remained neutral. But after the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, America entered the war. The nation mobilized at a scale never seen before. Factories shifted from cars and appliances to tanks, ships, and planes. Millions of men and women joined the armed forces or worked on the home front. American industry became known as the arsenal of democracy, supplying the Allies with the equipment needed to fight. When the war ended in 1945, the United States emerged with the world's strongest economy, the world's most advanced military, and the world's most powerful weapons. This moment marked the beginning of America's position as a global superpower. But victory also brought new challenges. The Soviet Union, once an ally, became a major rival. The world was suddenly divided into two competing spheres, one led by the United States, the other by the Soviet Union. This ideological and political struggle became known as the Cold War. It wasn't fought mainly on battlefields, but through competition, proxy wars, diplomacy, nuclear tension, and technological rivalry. The United States led alliances in Europe and Asia, rebuilt nations through programs like the Marshall Plan, and became deeply involved in conflicts such as the Korean War and the Vietnam War. For 40 years, the Cold War shaped American foreign policy and global strategy. During this same era, the United States entered a new realm of competition: space. The Soviet Union launched the first satellite in 1957, alarming the world and igniting the space race. In response, America invested heavily in science, engineering, and education. 12 years later, in 1969, the United States achieved one of humanity's greatest milestones: landing astronauts on the moon. This achievement became a symbol of American innovation, determination, and technological strength. It also accelerated advances in computers, communications, and aerospace that still influence our world today. While America expanded its influence globally, it also confronted injustice at home. Racial segregation and discrimination sparked the civil rights movement. Throughout the 1950s and 60s, Americans marched, protested, and demanded equal rights. Landmark laws were passed, ending legal segregation and expanding voting rights. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. helped shift the nation's values, pushing it closer to justice and equality. The movement reshaped American identity and remains one of the most defining periods in modern U.S. history. After World War II, the American economy grew more than ever before. Suburbs expanded across the country. Highways were built, connecting cities and states. Home ownership increased. Consumer goods became widespread. Movies, music, fashion, and television spread American culture throughout the world. By the 1980s, the United States had become the world's largest economy and the global center of finance, entertainment, and scientific research. In 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed, bringing an end to the Cold War. For the first time in modern history, one nation stood alone as the world's primary superpower, the United States. But even as the geopolitical map changed, a new revolution was beginning at home: the digital age. Personal computers became common. The internet connected millions. Email, websites, and early forms of social media began reshaping daily life. American companies led this technological transformation. Innovation in Silicon Valley launched products and platforms that would redefine global communication, business, education, and entertainment. The 21st century brought dramatic change. On September 11, 2001, terrorist attacks on the United States shocked the world. The tragedy led to long wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, reshaping U.S. foreign policy for decades. At the same time, global economics shifted. In 2008, a major financial crisis caused unemployment and instability. But America recovered, launching new regulations and rebuilding its economy. Technology accelerated even faster. Smartphones, cloud computing, electric vehicles, artificial intelligence, social media platforms, and biotech breakthroughs pushed the country into a new era. Companies like Apple, Google, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, and Meta led global innovation. The United States became the center of digital life, scientific research, and technological advancement. Social movements continued to influence the nation. Issues of race, gender equality, and identity sparked national conversations. Political divisions increased, creating new challenges for unity and governance. Meanwhile, global competition grew stronger, especially with the rise of China as an economic and technological rival. The United States found itself entering a new form of geopolitical tension, one shaped not only by military power, but also by data, trade, technology, and global influence. By the year 2025, America remains one of the world's most powerful nations. It leads in science, technology, entertainment, culture, higher education, and military capability. Its companies shape global markets. Its innovations influence billions of lives. Its decisions impact the entire world. The United States is far from perfect, and it continues to face challenges: economic, social, political, and international. But its impact on modern civilization is unmatched. The rise of modern America is a story of war and peace, struggle and progress, innovation and resilience. It is a story shaped by millions of people, each contributing to a nation that continues to evolve. From the factories of the early 1900s, to the battlefields of world wars, to the civil rights marches, to the moon landing, to the digital revolution, the United States transformed itself again and again. And in doing so, it transformed the world. Thank you for watching part 2 of this series. If you enjoyed this documentary, please like the video, subscribe for more history content, and explore the description for additional notes and resources. See you in the next chapter of history